Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, Mouse and Barnsley. This is just a very quick video just to update something that a couple of items that I didn't put in my last video, entitled An Artificially Altered Mesa in Cydonia. I totally and utterly forgot to put this particular to discuss this particular feature, but I think it's important enough to do this little video just to point people in the right direction, because I think it'd be a little bit of an injustice not to actually mention it. But the actual feature was this here, okay, which I happen to think is a massive structure. I've already described this image in the last video, about the statues and the bull's head and its connection to Egyptian mythology, and for some reason I didn't mention this particular part of the image. Just let me do a quick layer, and I'll just point it out. So it's actually this here, which I think, in my humble opinion, is a massive structure of some sort. I don't think it's natural. I don't think it's rock or a mountain or a mound of sand dunes. Anything. It's got a pattern to it. It's got layers. It's actually got entrances on the bottom of the image. So if you just zoom up a little tiny bit on it, you can actually see that it's got entrances beneath it here. You see that? And it's got like a massive archway. It looks like an archway, and there's like a square area in the center of it, and it looks like a tower here. It's either a tower or maybe a bridge that goes into this opening here. I don't know if you can see that, but it's definitely some kind of massive structure, and it's surrounded by other structures which you can, although it's blurred, you can still see that they are structures. There's that massive opening there, there's another opening here, and then I did describe these in the last video, so I'm not going to go into them, but you can actually see the patterns of the structures all over this mesa. But I thought I cannot leave that out because it's too important. Okay, and the other little thing that I just wanted to describe as well was part of the mythology, the Egyptian mythology of, I call this Bennu Island, which is, in Egyptian mythology, it's the primordial mound where the creator god Atum, which I described earlier on, he created the Aeneid, the 9 gods, and as part of that legend there was a creature called Apep, and this creature inhabited the moat, the waters of chaos that surrounded the Bennu Island, the primordial mound. And just let me show you where this is located before I go any further. Yeah, and it was like a sort of serpent that inhabited the primordial waters, and it was a personification of evil. So there's the mesa here. So if I just turn this image round, I'll just show you exactly what I'm talking about. So there's the mesa there, okay, which I called Bennu Island, and next to it is this here. Okay, now again, if you look at it very carefully, you can see that it represents some kind of animal. And like I said, when I looked into the mythology of ancient Egypt and sort of realised that there was a correlation here in Cydonia, I realised that this was more than likely to be a representation of the giant snake serpent called Apep, A-P-E-P, and it was also called the serpent of rebirth, and it was supposed to inhabit the waters of chaos that surrounded the mound of creation, which was Bennu. Okay, so if you look at this, it's actually a cliff, but it's being altered to resemble some kind of giant snake or serpent. Can you see that? You can actually see it's the teeth in the jaw and its open mouth. Just let me get a clearer image of it. Okay, so I think that's a little bit clearer. I've just brightened it up a little tiny bit. Now, if you have a look at this very carefully, just let me do the layers so I can pencil it in for you. Okay, so if you look at this very carefully here, it does actually consist of several faces, right? But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to point out the main features, because I don't want to sort of make it too complicated. But here is one eye, yeah, and here is the second eye. And can you see the bottom jaw there? And can you see the teeth here going along? So this is actually, in my humble opinion, a representation of this this evil god that existed in the waters of chaos by the Bennu Island, which I described earlier on. So just let me come out of this. Okay, I've done a little close-up of the face here, and for those who've got an exceptionally keen eye, you will see that there's actually about 3 faces in this serpent, in this personification of evil, if you like. Just let me do the layer here, and I'll try. It's contour variety. I have described this before, so if you just go back a little bit, you've actually got one face there. Okay, there's one eye, there's 2 eyes, and there's the mouth here. Okay, there's actually another face here. You can actually, this is more human, this one. You can see the nose and the nostrils, which are most probably openings, and there's a giant opening there, which is a mouth. Yeah, you see that? I mean, I know it's difficult to see. And then you've got this creature here. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3 faces in this one image, which is quite common in Cydonia. It's called contour variety, and you might see one image, but it will hold multiple images. You know, they might have added some later on, after they built the first original one, but you can see that it's definitely portraying some kind of creature. Just let me come on to that. Yeah, and is it any coincidence that this god Apep, that was supposed to live in the waters of chaos by Bennu Island, is it any coincidence that there's a formation that looks exactly like what I think anyway is some kind of serpent? and you can even see the teeth on it, the eyes, and the cliff face has been altered and turned into the body of the giant snake. Yeah, there's actually other carvings within the cliff, but I don't want to sort of come off the narrative a little tiny bit. Okay guys, I just thought I'd mention these because they do add important evidence to the other main video that I showed earlier on. So let me open this one more time. Okay, and that's in my last video, an artificially altered Mesa in Cydonia, and there is next to it is the Apep, this giant snake or serpent of evil that inhabited the surrounding waters of chaos next to Bennu Island. Okay guys, thanks very much for that, and I'll see you next video. Thank you, bye bye.